Smokie, do you want some watermelon?
Hey everyone, it's Sarah. I'm here with Laurie. I got Laurie's story actually over a month ago now from our medical team, and I had been tagged a bunch on her post, like a lot. Probably one of the posts that I've been most tagged in the history of Live Like Rue. So this is going to be an incredible story. And I'm probably going to lose it, and so is Laurie. So everybody just get the tissues right now. But Laurie, I'm going to start with the headline because I think it's the most shocking part of this, and that's the amount of money that you've spent on your dog Smokie, who you rescued. So let's start with the amount of funds that you've devoted to this one single dog.
Right now, I am close to 65,000.
Which, as a dog lover and an animal lover, we all say we would do the same, but that is an exorbitant amount of money. So why don't you just kind of start with Smokie's story? Because I think that part of it is important. And then tell us, kind of where you are now and what the prognosis and diagnosis is.
Okay, well, Smokie came to me in September 14th of 2014. I adopted him from Newark Animal Shelter, which is one of the highest kill shelters in the state of New Jersey. He really saved me after losing two previous pit bulls to two different types of cancer, and he is phenomenal with other dogs. He was great with puppies. I've probably fostered well over 20 dogs, probably more. I lost count. And then his sister, Lily, was my one and only foster failure, we call it, which you, being in rescue, should know that that's when you keep them instead of adopting them out. Her and Smokie are completely inseparable. On July 2nd of 2019, I noticed a pea-sized lump under Smokie's chin, and I already knew what it was without being officially diagnosed. The normal prognosis for dogs going through chemo is anywhere from 6 months to a year. I was more than willing to do that because any time is better than no time at all. And lymphoma is an extremely aggressive form of cancer. He graduated his first chemo protocol on December 30th of 2019. We got 10 months remission out of the first chemo from initial first treatment. And then he came out of remission in August 18th of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. Nobody was working. I was on unemployment at the time. Fortunately, the government gave us some extra money, so that's what I was using to pay for him. I took out a loan and a few other things, and we started chemo again. Didn't expect him really to make it past the second full chemo, and miraculously, this boy is a fighter, and he graduated chemo for the second time on February 15th of 2021. That was my Valentine's Day gift to me. And then from that chemo, from the first treatment of that chemo, we got actually 16 months remission, which is completely unheard of. Usually the second remission only lasts half the time of the first. Then November 30th of 2021, he came out of remission again. At that point, we were well in over 40,000 with him. And my feeling was, all right, we've come this far. He's miraculous, an amazing dog. You would never even know he was sick if it wasn't for his lymph node system and the lymph node swelling. So let's try it again. So we started again. His oncologist and myself both weren't hopeful that he would even make it halfway through his protocol. And in true Smokie fighter fashion, he graduated chemo for the third time on May 24th of this year. He would now do what we're calling a maintenance chemo, where he's doing 2 of the 4 drugs in that protocol, one of which is actually in pill form. So that's a little bit less expensive for me to try to keep him now in constant remission, because at this point I know, and I've wiped out pretty much all of my savings, and I don't have the money to do a whole nother protocol for him, but I can't give up on him. He has come so far, and he's such an epitome of a fighter, and to give other dogs with lymphoma the hope of never giving up. And usually it's the money part of it that is the biggest obstacle for everybody. His insurance, he has insurance. It only covered 5,000 out of the 65,000. So, yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah, and I can tell. I loved your quote that any time, is time. It's worth it. Even if it's a month. And I can tell you, like with Rue, I only had 6 months with him, and every single day is just so important.
It's just it's a blessing. I've been in dog rescue for 25 years, specifically doing pit bull rescue for 25 years, and I fostered and volunteer at a shelter, and I work with a rescue, and this is my life. My life revolves around my dogs, and I would do anything and everything in my power for him. Like I said, you'd never even know he was sick.
I know that we said that we would give you $5,000, and I was hoping to match it, but I'm going to give you $10,000 at least.
Are you kidding me?
Tell the story if we can get some more. And I know that's just a drop in the bucket, but I hope that it will help.
Oh, really? Oh my God, I'm speechless right now. I never really expected this. I applied a very long time ago, and I knew, and I'd spoken with Laura, and at that time I had sent her about $30,000 in medical bills. I think his records, when I emailed them, were 192 pages at that time of, I know, crazy, of medical records. And, and she had said to me that, you guys, because of the pandemic, and you had a very, very, very long waiting list, and there was probably, at least 100 dogs ahead of him. So I wasn't hopeful, I honestly, and that's okay. You can only do, what you can do. He's a miracle dog is really what I call it, because to be here 3 years later is just unheard of. So I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. I'm so overwhelmed right now.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I hope that it can be more. I think if people see this story, they will donate, and they'll tell you that every person that donates on the post that we make, that money is yours for sure. But we're guaranteed for 10,000 at least, and then anything else that comes in. And I know that people will see your story. I want to help you, and I know that their hearts will be touched like mine is, because of the work that you do in the rescue world, and how you've not given up on your single dog, which, that's the epitome of live like Rue.
Sarah, really, honestly, I'm so grateful, and I really can't thank you enough. It just means the world to me. And yes, please, if his story can help someone else, give them hope to never really give up hope. I live for him, so I want him to help everyone else.
Okay. Ooh, I'm going to lose it. You're amazing. Thank you, Laurie. Please, if you saw her story, please donate, livelikeRue.org. You can go to our Zelle, livelikeRue at Gmail. We have PayPal. We have everything. So please just help Laurie and Smokie. We're going to do our part, and hopefully we can donate even more to them. Thank you, Laurie, so much for your time.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you again.